In the previous video we looked at a mysterious shaft, the Baka shaft. Here deep in the Egyptian desert is a second shaft, almost identical but located miles away, and it is supposedly finished by 3rd Dynasty 2600 BC Egyptians, providing the ultimate clue about the pre-dynastic origin of these weird shafts, which get smaller as you go downwards. Let's examine. So in this video we are going to look at some proof of pre-dynastic origin of the mysterious funnel shafts which litter Egypt. Several of my colleagues on YouTube, such as Chuck of CF Apps and Ancient Architects, have pointed out that there are lots of these shafts in Egypt, and they tend to be associated with so-called unfinished pyramids, which maybe never were pyramids to begin with, and offering their own explanations. People on YouTube say these are probably pre-Egyptian shafts and the Egyptians did not quite know what to do with them. Based on the evidence about to be presented, I have to agree. However, there is one of these weird cone-like shafts that gets smaller as it gets deeper, which is finished. The south shaft of the 3rd Dynasty Djoser Pyramid, and it utterly mystifies all who examine it. On the south end of Djoser's 3rd Dynasty complex is what is called the South Tomb. No one knows what this is supposed to be. I get the feeling that Djoser himself and his priests weren't sure what to do with it. What's down there is a complex tomb-like network of tunnels in the 3rd Dynasty style of Djoser, more complete than we see in the other shafts of the complex so far. A long descending stairway intersects into the shaft and then proceeds down it. Right at the bottom of the possibly pre-dynastic shaft is, instead of an oval sarcophagus as in the Baka pyramid, a room with blue Egyptian faience. From there proceeds a tunnel which leads to a labyrinth. Inside the labyrinth are some more recessed niches. Some of these have further blue faience decorated walls. We do not seem to see the complex shaft layout that we see here in the other cone shafts around Egypt. Why? Possibly this is simply what the 3rd Dynasty was up to. It is quite obvious based on this that the 3rd Dynasty was using this pre-existing shaft for their own mastaba-like burial purposes. They saw a vertical shaft and they thought that this is just the kind of thing that we use under our own mastabas to lead to a tomb, so let's reuse it in that fashion. The thing is, it's a little deep for a mastaba shaft, and it is not a shaft at all but a kind of funnel. It is very different to the type of shaft you would place under a mastaba, which is simply vertical with passage of equal size as you go down. One finds a more regular, but possibly also pre-dynastic non-conical shaft under the central mastaba inside Djoser's pyramid, which does remind me of the large Osiris shaft at Giza behind the Sphinx. This central shaft of Djoser's at Saqqara carbon dates to many centuries older than Djoser. It seems they converted a mastaba into a step pyramid, and that is the official opinion. So why not take this opinion and apply it also to the south shaft, possibly also at least centuries older? The fact we have so little archaeologically speaking from the 2nd Dynasty before Djoser leads some archaeologists to speculate that this was actually really originally a 2nd Dynasty complex and Djoser of the 3rd Dynasty simply reused it. In the previous video, we looked at the so-called King Baka pyramid, 8 kilometers south of Giza. There is another unfinished pyramid 8 kilometers north of Giza, the supposed Djedefre pyramid at Abu Rawash, also with an unfinished shaft of the same design. And we must ask, why did the finished pyramids not have this type of shaft? There is also the Osiris shaft behind the Sphinx, which is non-conical, but which people say is incredibly old. It is just like the one under the Zoser pyramid. I've speculated in previous videos that a giant pre-dynastic king was buried here in the fetal position as a way of accounting for the great width of the weird pre-dynastic sarcophagi, though I should point out that the conventional explanation is that these were for bull burials, bulls lying on their side, bulls that have never actually been found. But we have found bull effigies filled with crushed up bits and pieces of all sorts of animals, some kind of resurrection ritual. Herodotus was told that Menkaure, builder of the third pyramid at Giza, buried his daughter inside a cow. Probably this was some way to try and resurrect her, possibly inside the effigy of a mummified bull. So it becomes clear that the purpose, perhaps of the entire complex, but especially of the South Tomb, is unclear. Djoser didn't know what to do with the South Tomb shaft, and as a result laid this stairway down to the bottom. Very innovative, and you don't see this elsewhere. Tunnels appear to have been dug, turning this into a kind of tomb. The sarcophagus is kind of small, and when it was opened, nothing was found. This has led archaeologists to make all sorts of suggestions. Was the South Tomb a kind of precursor to the small cult pyramid, sometimes placed adjacent to later pyramids? Other archaeologists say, oh, it's a place for the king's ka or ba. These words I interpret as life force, like ki and soul respectively, and I feel the conventional definitions are a bunch of guesses. Presumably, the king's spirit was supposed to leave the pyramid and hang out at the South Tomb. But all interpretations are just guesses, even the well-established ones. This might be the only shaft in a so-called finished condition, but here is the thing. Because it is paved with an inferior kind of 3rd dynasty mud brick looking stone, this seems to be the evidence that the shaft predates the 3rd dynasty and was already there when Djoser built his pyramid, as it is the same kind of shaft that we see in the so-called unfinished pyramids, with these finishing bricks utterly lacking, showing us the 3rd dynasty was never there. On the one hand, we can see part of the building style of the Egyptians. We can see in the funnel shafts something of the gradual slope that you see in the above-ground mastabas, yet here in an underground version. However, the fact the 3rd dynasty seems to have clearly taken over this particular shaft, the fact we don't see 3rd dynasty bricks in the other shafts, show that the south shaft is pre-3rd dynasty. They turned this into a weird sort of burial, with other Egyptians having unknown plans for the other shafts, which we refer to as unfinished pyramids. These are surrounded by weird enclosures. Since the 1st and 2nd dynasty are not really renowned for building works, it would seem on this evidence that this is an ancient type of construction the Egyptians could only wonder at. Aha! Horse to A6. Got you now. Now you see, you can't do that because that would be an illegal move. You understand? That's right. You take it back and you move that instead. That's right. Oh, how embarrassing. Oh dear. Well, guys, while you're here, you know what? Let's clear out all this murk. Let's clear it out. You see, I've got these books left. These books here. Do you want an autographed copy of my brilliant book, Confessions of the Gods? Check out the reviews this gets on Amazon. People love this. Do you know what people say? It's a page turner. They start reading it. They just can't stop. They just can't stop. It doesn't matter what's happening around them. Even if there's a Richter 10 earthquake going on around them, they're not going to stop reading it until it's finished. So guys, I've got these here. If you want one of the final autographed copies of this book, just let me know. I'll send it to you anywhere in the world for $35 US. Now, excuse me. Right. Uh, is it legal to if I move the tower like that? Yeah, I think that's all right. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. 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 Okay, everybody. So how it works is just go to my website charlescost.com, and then all you have to do is go to shop. There's the book, great testimonials, doesn't disappoint with its enthusiasm, and type your autograph instruction here, what you want me to write in the autograph. You click buy now, and a flat fee of $36 US worldwide, so it's 36. So I've clicked that, and it'll basically take you to a prompt. Alternately, what you can do is just go to my Dr. Charles Coss Facebook and just drop me a message, and I will send you that link, and we will be in communication. If you do it this way through PayPal, I will have your email anyway via PayPal that way. So as soon as you buy, I will basically just email you and ask for the autograph instruction, what you want me to write in the end paper of the book. How good is that? That's just gooder than good. Also, guys, you all know my main channel here. And I had another one called The Lucky, which I still have. You can find the link pretty easily from my homepage. But the one I want to push is this one here, the Blokey Gent. The Blokey Gent is one that I started, I don't know when I started it, but I just made this nice, tasteful banner, and I made this channel trailer. It's just so cool. Just so awesome. So this channel is basically just me yakking away, because the quality is still going to be in this one. But if you're interested in, say, watches or men's stuff, men's fashion stuff, because I'm kind of into that, then make sure to go to the Blokey Gent and to get your sledgehammer out and smash that big red lozenge, okay? And that would be much appreciated.